Om Bhurvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Deo Yona Prachodayat.
Namaste, Ray Crist here.
Namaste, this is Deva Premal.
Welcome everybody. Happy to have this opportunity to do this interview with Deva Premal. As I'm interviewing people who I would consider have a deep knowledge of practices of yoga, practices of spirituality that actually help us evolve in life and empower us in life. So I'm honored, Deva. I'm honored. I'd love to hear what your take is, of course, on singing mantras, on this devotional practice, how it's affected your life and how you feel it can help people in their life.
For me personally, it's really the most enjoyable, actually fastest and most efficient and blissful way to enter meditation, you know. And I love and I love community and I love connection, and I think we all do. And I think the sense of connection is really the most healing and necessary and important thing in our lives, and it's often lacking in our lives, or sense of real, true, deep connection. And for me, that connection happens when I sing. When I sing with others, I feel that connection with everybody that's singing. Can even be online. I can still even feel that now that so much has moved online, I can still feel that connection when we sing and others sing at the same time in their homes. And obviously the connection to the inexpressible, or the thing that cannot be put in words, the source of all things, the great divine spirit, that we can sing to this incredible unconditional love, light. But we don't have to put words to it. We don't have to say, in English, we don't have to create a prayer where we ask for things, or we have to put our gratitude in words. We can just sing these sacred sounds, these sacred Sanskrit sounds that most of us don't even understand because we don't speak Sanskrit. So we are totally like children. We just use these sounds in a very direct way. There's no concept, with each sound that we sing, we don't have, like, even if we sing prema, which means love, when we sing prema, we don't have all the baggage that many of us carry on the word love, like so many stories, so many ideas, hopes, expectations, or maybe disappointments, but it's pure, it's this prema, it's the energy of love in that sound. So it's sound medicine that really is beyond belief, it's beyond concepts and belief systems, and it's universal. And also that we can all be, like when we actually chant together, we can all utter truth, speak the truth at the same time, without anybody being the one who knows, or being the leader, or the one we all listen to. But we can all contribute into the center, and then it kind of moves up and it kind of rains down again onto the planet. I really I travel with Miten. Maybe some of you have seen the interview with Miten. And we've been together for 30 years sharing this. And in our retreats, we like to sit in the middle, and everybody sits around us. So the center is...
I've noticed that,
This empty, the center is this emptiness, and out of that center, it can rise, the energy. So for me, sometimes it feels almost like I'm cheating, because it's so easy to enter meditation with singing. It's like, wow, I've just been singing for, 5-10 minutes, and I get to this deep, alive, awake, present space of no mind or no thoughts, or vibrant silence, alive silence, and I get to enjoy that. It's so precious.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And you started singing and living in an ashram in India, or where do you feel that you really started your spiritual path? I would say for.
I mean, I started my spiritual path. Got started for me before I was born, because my father was singing the Gayatri mantra to me as I was in my mother's womb during the pregnancy. She was singing it. They were both. And then as a child, I sang it every night as a good night song. So the Gayatri mantra is the oldest mantra known. It's the oldest mantra because it came into existence with the beginning of the universe, together with the Vedas. There were the Vedas, and then there was the Gayatri mantra. So it's like this standalone, complete invocation of the divine light. It says we meditate upon this incredibly enchanting source of all things, and this divine light of pure consciousness awakens us, it inspires us. So that's the translation of the Gayatri mantra. So that's what I sang as a child every day, unknowingly that it was called the Gayatri mantra, or even what it meant, or not even that enthusiastic, because it was something that I was supposed to do or did with my parents. It wasn't really like, wow, I'm going to get to sing tonight.
And so like your night prayer before bed, or
it was just like something we did, and it was just part of the family. And then anyway, the story, I've told the story many times, but that I had to let it go, like we all have to let these things often go before we can appreciate them. And so when I was 10, 11 years old, I found my own spiritual path with my guru Osho, who I just felt at home with. I was introduced to his word and his meditations by my parents, but just the introduction, and then I just felt like, wow, it's just natural. And so I got the name Deva Premal from Osho as an 11-year-old when I asked him if I could become his disciple. And then lived in his community's ashram, on and off, also in India for many years. And only when I met Miten, who I started to sing with and support his music through my singing that was just budding. I was just learning to sing because I was with him, because I wanted to do something with him. The mantras came back actually after 7 years of us traveling together, and suddenly the Gayatri mantra came back. I heard it, and it was like, wow, I know this so well.
That is beautiful.
And then,
so, what were your first songs? What were you singing with Miten before you went back to the Gayatri mantra?
We were singing Miten songs, who is a songwriter. So I always call them mantras in English because they express what we're feeling with the mantras. And that's the music that was also in Osho's ashram. Osho's ashram was is very non-traditional. So everybody brings their own flavor. We're not all trying to be this or that. So Indians will sing mantras and kirtan, and the Westerners will sing whatever their music is. So we would just, there's some kind of hits that are now really have spread like So Much Magnificence or Fly High. They were
beautiful songs,
hits from even before we came to the ashram. And then Miten created his own songs in that context, and so that's what we were traveling around sharing in the Osho centers in the early 90s. And then when I rediscovered the Gayatri mantra, I also discovered a voice that I didn't know I had, which means a voice that was not shy. Before I was very shy. And I would only just sing with Miten, just very kind of, hiding also, but supporting in a good way, but also like being almost invisible. And then with the Gayatri, when I started singing that, I realized that's easy. I love I'm not shy singing this. You know, I can be heard by myself singing this, and somehow it started touching people, and then so many people. It was in the late 90s we released an album with the Gayatri Mantra, and that was in the very beginning of the Kirtan Mantra movement. You know, Krishna had released one CD, the Pilgrim Heart, which is really beautiful, and Jai had already released a few, Jai Utah. So it was like the beginning of
a new era of beautiful kirtans and mantra for the whole United States and the Western world, basically. That is beautiful. That's a beautiful story. Is it part, I know you sing and you share it with everyone, is it also part of your personal practice with Miten? Is something that you guys do in your everyday life?
Not totally every day. We're not really that disciplined, you know. We're not kind of, and it feels like all day we are in it, but we're not doing that all day, you know. Like I feel like everything that we do in the day is actually only to support this, and this is love, you know, because that's really what I'm into. I just, you know, that's my most important. So
to be love.
Yeah, to live love, to share love, to, you know, celebrate love, to give love, and that has so many forms, you know. But it's all day, you know. It's all life, you know. So I feel like I'm in it all day. I'm contributing all day, although you will see me emailing or washing the dishes or shopping or whatever. But I feel like I'm supporting this flower that's been given, and that I'm so blessed to be able to share or to nourish, to nurture actually more, you know.
That's beautiful.
And so, you know, we have created this. Not we have created it, actually it created itself in this lockdown here in Costa Rica in the last 9 months, which is much more of an online community, because we've been traveling for 30 years with concerts.
So it's the Gayatri Mantra.
The Gayatri Sangha, Sangha. So that happened out of our feeling to share meditation every day, which we did for 77 days, and out of that came a very solid core group of people who were every day there. It was thousands every day who would come to sing with us all over the world, obviously with the online possibilities. This community has come into being. We kind of watched it happening, and then just, you know, when we saw that it was happening, then we thought, it wasn't even a thought, it was just the next obvious thing to do. How can we give that community even more of a nourishing, fertile ground to take really deep roots, and then to make even deeper connections between people. So we created this app, which is just 2 months old now, and it's just really beautiful to see people supporting each other, reaching out, actually meeting physically.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it because I feel that it's time to use modern technology and infuse it with spirituality, rather than it being used for things that are not spiritual only. I really love what you just said a second ago. You said, we're not very disciplined. And then you continue to say, but daily what I do is I support love in the world throughout whatever I do. Do you want to elaborate on that, what you feel is discipline, and how discipline can help or actually hinder sometimes the practices?
It's such a, I mean, I've pondered upon
it's a
discipline.
Big one.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, meditation is about being in the moment. You know? So whatever brings me in the moment has a meditative quality, or creates a meditative space. So if I'm doing what I'm enjoying doing, I'm usually in the moment, you know. So that's why everything in life has the potential to be meditation, you know, whatever we do, you know, because if we're total in it, absorbed in it, and if we are passionate in it and our heart and our love is in it, then it's meditation, you know. So sometimes my German, you know, I think that's a kind of a German, very righteous kind of judge comes in and says, yeah, but you should, you know, like know that you have to do these many hours a day or these many mantras a day. And if you don't, then you're not, you know. So this is what I'm learning to accept, that I'm not like that. My father was like that. He was like,
he was very disciplined in his practices.
You know, he was like 3 hours a day mantra, you know, from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning.
Oh wow!
Walking around the city walls of Nuremberg for 4 hours, actually 4 hours, and chanting mantra. He did that for 10 years, for example, just to really feel what mantra does, you know.
Wow.
So some part of me has done that. I hope. I'm kind of banking on him that he's done that for me.
The karma for the family.
So it just is not me, you know. It's just haven't done that. So, but you know, we sing so much. We sing with people. We sing with each other, you know. But it's not like has a huge structure or huge kind of, oh, this is every day, this and this.
Yeah, it almost sounds like switching discipline for devotion, or the other way around, bringing devotion rather than discipline.
Yeah, I think
so living in a devotional way.
Yeah, totally. Discipline always has this thing: you do something that you actually don't really want to do, but it's good for you, and you do it every day. That's my kind of, because otherwise it doesn't feel like discipline. You don't, you know, like, but it's just, you know, but it's just definition. You know,
it's definition. I think the only problem with discipline, it could be that, you know, you discipline something and then 10 years later you decide or you discover that it's not what you should be doing. Like so then you've like really honed in all that time.
You know.
Although, with that said, all of yoga is considered to be, the name for yoga is the discipline of freedom. And I think the same thing with mantra or kirtan is the discipline of liberating. Like you discipline yourself to sing or you sit down and sing, and that liberates you from your ego mind for thinking too much or projecting to the future or the past. So, beautiful way to come into meditation. I like that you call it feeding love, trio of love, or love for the world. That is wonderful. So your new app is out and people can find it. Where would we go to find it? We'd love to be a part of it too. Is it online or? Yeah,
it's on the App Store, so you download it as an app on the App Store or Google Play or whatever, like if you have an Android. And it's also web-based, so you can also sign up on the internet, like as a desktop version, and then you can use it either way. And it's a subscription-based app, so there's a monthly fee. And that is $8 a month. And if people are in the space of wanting to join and don't have that funds right now, then everybody's welcome. So people can just reach out to us and we give them a free subscription, because really we want this to be available to everyone. And we also, you know, feel some people really enjoy and like and can contribute that much a month. You know, so it's basically for everybody.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. We're looking forward to subscribing to. Would you bless us with a mantra, a song to bless our new home? It's been so wonderful to have you guys as neighbors and to have the opportunity to hear you sing and sing along with you guys.
So I'll sing the Gayatri Mantra. We just talked about it. It's really the most precious gift. Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurvuvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhurvuvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya.
Beautiful. What a blessing. Thank you, Deva. Thank you. It's an honor. Thank you all for joining us. Deva Premal with love from Costa Rica to everyone out there.